Come on, everybody. Please approach. All swimmers. Now we're going to begin the swimming presentation. FINA Marathon Swim World Series 2021 here in Eilat. This is your time, guys. And these are the swimmers. They're going to bring them up one by one to the pontoon. Number 71, representing the Netherlands, Lars Botelier. Number 72, representing Israel, Tal O. 73, representing Spain, Alberto Martinez. 74, representing Germany, Niklas Frasch.
Representing Germany, 74, Nicolas Frasch. Matteo Furlan, number 75 from Italy.
Representing Hungary, Krzysztof Razowski.
Number 76 from Hungary, Krzysztof Razowski. Number 77 from Israel, Tal Yehuda.
Representing Canada, John McKay.
Number 78 from Canada, John McCain. Number 79 from the Netherlands, Marcel Schouten.
Representing Israel, Ziv Cohen.
Number 80 from Israel, Ziv Cohen. Number 81 from Israel as well, Yoav Parver. Number 82 from Italy, Andrea Manzi. Number 83 from Austria, Gian Herzog. Number 84, Australia, Bailey Armstrong. Number 85 from Hungary, David Bethlehem. Number 86 from Brazil, Alan do Carmo. '88 from Russia, Evgeny Dratsov. 89 from Israel, Yaron Mantin. Australia, Nicholas Slowman. Number 91 from the Netherlands, Sander Kroijmans. Guillem Puyol from Spain, number 92. Number 93 from Israel, Matan Roditi. 94 from Israel as well, Yuval Krellman. Number 95 from France, Marc Olivier. Number 96 from Israel, Ido Gal. Number 97 from Brazil, Villarreal Diogo. And number 98 from the Netherlands, Koolmans Vincent. Welcome to the broadcast. We just saw the swimmers going to the water edge, standing on the deck, preparing for the race. Supposed to start in a minute. They all try to stay warm. It's a nice weather here in Eilat, about 23, 22 Celsius in the air, in the water, I'm sorry, and 20 Celsius in the air. Perfect conditions for the swimmers.
30 seconds.
The race will start in 30 seconds.
Ten seconds.
And here we go. You can see not all of them jumped at the same time. Some of them like to take the time and think about strategically where to start and not being in this washing machine at the beginning.
Open water here in Eilat.
They're starting to form an arrow just from the beginning. I see they're going fast. They're all fighting to being in the leading pack. And the leader probably gonna switch a few times in the first lap. The course is 1,650 meters, 1 mile. They're gonna have 6 laps. They can stop for feeding anytime at the end of the lap. We can see the red buoy over there. It's just for awareness, so they won't go next to the rocks. They are supposed to pass it with the right shoulder, but this is not a turning buoy. All the turn buoys are yellow.
We're moving on to the presentation of the girls. The women's 10K.
The girls' event will start in a few minutes right after them. It's pretty nice for them. They can see the path very good, following the boys, and maybe catch up to the last pack.
22 representing Israeli, Eilat.
We can see the leader from Australia, followed by France.
24 representing France, Ocean Cassignol. 25 representing Israel, Eden Goldenberg.
These guys didn't warm up before. It was a pretty choppy conditions over here. A little current, not wavy, but a bit cold. It's getting warm by now as the sun is out. So they were all waiting outside, doing their pre-meet warm-up outside, preparing the body, open up the shoulders. But I saw only one swimmer getting in and actually doing the lap. But that's due to a condition. In open water, it's very flexible. You can decide if you want to warm up, but there is no point. If it's cold outside, you will lose all of the warm-up as soon as you get out. So the majority, almost all of them, stayed outside, warm up, prepare for the race. You can see them talking to the coaches. You need to take care of strategic ways and tactics. It's not like in the pool. Some long conversations I've been aware of, and they planned everything. We can see the leading pack. It's still a bit close. The women going to the water edge. They will start in 30 seconds. We have, I think, 9, 10 women in total. as we have 28 men. Everyone on deck ready from the women's side. 10 seconds, they will start the race as well. And we can see the men approaching the first buoy. They're supposed to go over all the buoys with the left shoulder against clockwise. And we have the women started. That's gonna be a smaller group. We have Oriane Gablan from Israel, Yael Ravit from Israel as well, Serena Stel from the Netherlands, Ocean Cassinol from France, Goldenberg Eden from Israel, Olaz Anna from Hungary, the Olympic champion Ana Marcela Chuna, Eva from Brazil, Eva Fabian, the Israeli champion and former 5 kilometers champion from Israel. We have Giulia Gabriellecci from Italy and Shelgel Guy from Israel. Barbara Pozzabon from Italy as well. That's it from the women. Back to the men, we see the first buoy. A little bit fighting there. It's a very physical sport. You have to put your mind into it, but also your body into it. And it all went okay. They passed it pretty quick. It's a small buoy. It's a beautiful course here in Israel. You can see Jordan on if they're breathing to the left, Israel if they're breathing to the right. The shore is beautiful. Hotels. We can see Eva Fabian breaking first, taking the lead. She just won the 3 kilometers 2 days ago here in Israel. We held the national championship during the weekend, so all the Israelis have been racing from the last couple of days. The Europeans been waiting, and the rest of the world been waiting in the hotel, being in the bubble, preparing for the main race. Eva Fabian is taking the lead. Back to the men. We can see Nicholas Lohman from Australia taking the lead. I've spoke with these guys before. We have 2 Australians here. Anybody I asked what about their expectation, they all have the same answer. I want to be in the leading pack. It's all about the pack in open water. Then everything is open to the finish line. It's a bit risky to take the lead, but they know when to do it and how to do it and when to switch. I don't think I've seen a winner who weren't leading major parts of the race, in contrast to someone who didn't lead any of the race. So you have to feel it, you have to be there. You have Hungary, I believe it's a Bethlehem. Halfway for the first lap, we can see they're a bit disconnected. It's starting to open up. You can see them sighting every 4, 6, 8 strokes. They have sighting is a big thing in open water. You don't think about it when you swim in the pool. You can just focus on the black line, but if you make a mistake outside, there is another red buoy just for awareness. It's a little bit of current towards the south, so they have to pass it with the right shoulder as well, just for positioning. But yeah, we just spoke about sighting. They have to look ahead to see what's coming to them. They don't want to make mistakes and swim the extra meters. One of the things they are working on is how to make it fluid. כן, אין בעיה.
אז תרצה שהוא יבוא איתך לשלוש כמה דקות או שזה סתם נשאר?
כן, יכול לשבת, אני אשאל אותו שאלות.
אז צריך עוד שני יכולים.
Slowman is still leading before the Hungarians Azovsky and Bethlehem. They're starting to forming an arrow. It's hard to say when you disconnected from the pack. You can see the beginning of it. I saw some of them are looking back, but you never know by how much. Ten minutes in. They have to do the navigation by themselves. The boats on the side just to watch if there are any interference or if someone needs any help. They just turn on the back, raising their hand, and they will take care of them. We also have the Israel Life Saving Federation here, using kayaks and SAPs, watching over this whole event. But navigation, it's all about the swimmers. So you want to trust who you follow as well. If he makes a mistake, you will go the same path. They still all together. We can see the Hungarians took the lead. They switching. Draft is a big thing. It's a game changer if you are drafting. It feels much easier to survive this marathon. Both Hungarians are leading ahead of the Australian. Slowman. David Bethlehem took the lead. We can see the tempo is very high. You cannot afford to lose tempo in the ocean because the waves will pull you back. So you always have to be on the move. אני ליוטיוב. אני ליוטיוב. Bethlehem is breaking out. He has more than a body length ahead of the rest of the field. Can he hold it? What is he trying to achieve right now? It's too early to disconnect from the pack. If he does it now, he will have to finish by himself. But I think he's just trying to get them out of balance, to shake them a bit. When you shake it, you lose many people behind. And then you secure your top 5. But it's too early to say, too early to mention. Almost all together, we have maybe 7 seconds separate all of them. You can see the swimmers behind trying to hang. It's so important to stay a part of the pack. Much easier to draft mentally and physically rather than going alone. Second buoy. They have one more before they finish the first lap. It's a fast tempo. That was I was talking about when I said fluid siding. You can see he's not changing his technique much when he's looking up. It's like a part of his stroke. It's hard to practice it in the pool, but these guys. Oh. Bethlehem and Rasovsky are leading, both for the Hungarian team. About to finish the first lap. Slowman is hanging there third after leading half of the first lap. Everything is still open. Bethlehem is flying out. You can see how much space they have between. That's not typical for open water swimming, but maybe they want it. They want this separation to get ahead of the field and that nobody will go after them. Slowman from Australia is right there after Krzysztof Rasovsky. And this is our top three for now. We will wait for the first gate. After each lap we will get lifetimes. They're all wearing chips. They're all wearing these new watches with the chips. So it's gonna be accurate. We can have a better picture of the field. It looks like they're all coming together now. You see how hard is it to disconnect from the pack. Even though we thought both Hungarians are out a bit, they're still approaching the gate together. You see the tempo is going down of Krzysztof Rasovsky. Maybe he's waiting to see and thinking what to do next. It's a critical point, stopping for the food or no, and Bethlehem is taking it. Rasovsky is taking it. As soon as some of them taking it, they will all stop as well.
Still Bethlehem with the lead, Rasovsky second, Olivier third, Slowman fourth.
Slowman dropping to the fourth place. Matan Roditi also in there, strong in the field.
But it's a close group and still.
We have Bethlehem. Olivier is the second, and Slowman still there. First round is out. It used to be a decision when to stop for the food, but right now it's a question if they can afford it. So it's very flexible. The coaches are know they might stop, they might not. They don't want to lose the fight in the team. We can see the top 16 in here with the 12 seconds difference between the leader. Bethlehem is first. Rach is 18, 16 seconds later. David Bethlehem is back to Eilat, the place he won the second junior championship in 2018. This year he won the bronze in the European Championship with the relays, but not an individual title. He is looking for one right now. He's making a statement, leading most of it. Hopefully he will have something left for the second half of the race. But he has the confidence, he trusts himself. He wouldn't do it if he had any doubt. Second place, Krzysztof Razowski, is one of the best open water swimmers in the world. He's the silver medalist from Tokyo, world champion, current world champion in the 5 kilometers and the European champion in the 5 and 25 kilometers from 2018. Last European Championship, he took the bronze in the relays with Bethlehem and 5th in the 10 kilometers marathon. Some of the swimmers are doing more extreme events, 25 kilometers, but most of them focus in the 10. Before the race, they check the water temperature in 3 points during the course, and they had to make sure it's meet the FINA standards. There are a few rules. If it's below 20 Celsius, you can wear a wetsuit. If it's below 18 Celsius, you have to wear a wetsuit. And if it's above 20 Celsius, you cannot wear wetsuit, just the regular tech suits, full body. We will wait for the camera to zoom out a bit so we can see the rest of the field, but it looks like Bethlehem is by himself. Here is the rest of the pack. Razowski, Slow Man. We have the French right behind them. Matan Roditi is about 6th right now.
The first three swimmers passing the gate.
Back to the women, we have two Israelis on top, Oriane and Eva are leading the pack. And I'm here also with Cassidy Seed. He will introduce himself soon. I'm sure he can contribute to the stream a lot. The Olympic champion, the Brazilian Olympic champion, is leading. She won so many races in open water. Ana Marcela Cunha is one of the best open water swimmers from Brazil and in the history of the open water. She's the Olympic champion and 5 times world champion.
Avi, I'm hopeful you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
This is Sid Cassidy. It's a pleasure to join you here in beautiful Eilat.
Beautiful day.
And you're right. You're absolutely right about Anna. Anna is well known in our fraternity of open water swimmers. And it's certainly the best, at least of her time, as far as the females go. You know, she's got to be the favorite here. And she also is known for hanging around and being very fast at the end of the race.
Yeah, she has a great finish. We saw it in an Olympic Games. Strategic was great. She was in the leading pack the whole time and she broke out at the end of the last lap.
So many of us were happy to see that, especially I felt, you know, she put a lot of pressure on herself when the Olympics were in Brazil.
Yeah.
And she, I think, you know, it ended up costing her a little bit emotionally there, but she came back and proved herself certainly this year in Tokyo. We've seen so many great swims out of her, but this entire field, you have some great swimmers here, both male and female. You know, the other girls that she was swimming with, Eva Fabian, you know, I've known her and her father Jack, and she used to represent the USA and now is representing.
Yes, Eva Fabian made Aliyah several years back, and she represents Israel right now.
Yep, fantastic swimmer. Who are the other females that you like to maybe get on the medal stand?
I see we're back to the men. The leaders are still the Hungarians, Razovsky and Bethlehem. Slowman just after them in third. It's the same 3 from the beginning of the race.
Well, and certainly this early in the race, they have 6 loops to do. And this is still very early. They're just on their second loop, I guess about halfway around.
Yeah, halfway in the second.
And it's a good fast pace, it looks like to me. I know we often look at strokes per minute and how fast the revolutions are, how many times each 60 seconds they're turning their arms. And just as a coach, I see these guys look like they're pushing it pretty good. Nobody's really just cruising. And
yeah, I mentioned before it's difficult in open water. You have to keep the tempo up because you cannot glide as much as in the pool. The waves will take you back a bit, so you have to keep it up.
Yeah, unless it's a current swim and you can, you know.
Yeah, if it's a current, you can take advantage of it. Depends which direction.
Yeah, you remember that Rio swell, that they would go down one side of that course and really be able to lengthen their strokes out. But you're right. And here we have not a tremendous amount of wind, but a little bit of wind chop.
Yeah, it's a bit choppy out there, but
no
it's
white
pretty
caps.
flat.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good group here of the men, and you know, I think they know that Israel is hosting and people want to come here.
Yeah, and they've been here. Israel have been hosting for a while. Many European meets.
And that's why you have a reputation. Your officials are exemplary. Certainly.
Yeah, and they know the course pretty much. We just changed. We went a little bit east due to the coronavirus, so we are on a separate shore. You can look around. Usually it used to start about a mile west, but they know the water is very clear. They are very fortunate. Sometimes in open water you cannot see your own hands.
It's true.
Yeah.
I do. I think the water in Hungary was so different when we were in Lake Balaton. Remember, it was almost because of the trees in the area. It was almost milky color. But you're right. Different parts of the world. Your photographer here is phenomenal. The picture that he took last time I was here.
Here is the separate shore I was talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good camp, and it does provide good separation for us, especially this year with the COVID challenge.
The COVID, they are all in a bubble, staying together in the same hotel, Vert Hotel, one of the sponsors here. They couldn't go out anywhere. They came to the hotel, they race.
In the bubble.
In a bubble, yeah.
Well, they all seem to be pretty happy. I'll tell you, the food in that bubble is pretty darn good.
Yeah, I've been tasting some of this bubbly food.
They do a great job, and the organizing committee here, that's what I was saying. You can see they created this temporary walkway out here, the pontoon.
It's a big deal in Israel to host this meet, especially during this year. They've been waiting for people to come.
Well, we are all glad to be here. I know on part of FINA, I'm here as the technical representative, and we never have a lot of worries when we're coming to, Israel swimming, because Nomzwi, who's on our committee for the FINA technical, he sees to it that everything's taken care of. He has great people helping him volunteer here, and of course, the staff. Even this year I see even the lifesavers. It's great seeing the Australian lifesavers out there.
Yeah, it's the Israeli Life-Saving Federation, right? They will be watching over them.
And so what do you think going through these guys' mind right now as they're coming in here just finishing up loop number 2?
It's so hard to say because let's say the first one, the leader, who is the David Bethlehem, he could see disconnected from the pack a bit, but he doesn't know by how much unless he look back. So he has to believe and keep pushing forward. Believe he's increasing the lead by beat every stroke. They have to think distance per stroke, still keeping the technique. If you reduce 10% of the strokes, you can stay fresh for another kilometer in these volumes,
Yeah.
It's the big numbers rule.
Well, David, there he is, the Hungarian number 85, and you're right. It is. He seems to be thinking, okay, maybe I can pull away a little bit.
Yeah, he's trying to pull away.
I know it's so hard, though, when you're in the lead and it feels good and you're trying to push, and yet strategy has it. I know all these coaches prefer their swimmers to draft.
Draft, yeah. It might be an illusion taking the lead and it feels great, but then they start catching up. It's hard to set a pace. But the open water has been changing over the years. I've seen the last Olympic Games. They were going out fast.
Well, Florian certainly set the tone for the men's race.
He's been swimming by himself.
And having a swimmer of Florian Wellbrock's kind of caliber. And a lot of people doubted his going out and taking the lead, but he proved that it can work. But very strong mentally and physically to swim all by yourself.
You have to put your mind, you have to put your body, you have to put everything out there in the water.
And here it is, there's a beautiful underwater shot.
Beautiful.
I was talking about your photographer.
Sometimes dolphins are down there.
Oh, yeah.
One of the buoys, the red one over there, it's connected to an abandoned ship in the bottom of the ocean.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really nice. The course is nice.
It is a beautiful course, and probably even more so for the swimmers. They've talked to me before about being out here and just how much fun
exciting.
It is. You go and you see all the natural marine life, and it's just, the kind of place everyone wants to come to do an open water event.
Yeah, so open water meets is always beautiful because you have to have this nature in order to keep the race.
Well, you know, I was talking with the world and Olympic champion Ferry Wheatman last night, and Ferry has now moved into a role. He's here with the Netherlands as one of their coaches, and he has also been appointed to the FINA committee for athletes as someone who has represented his country at the very highest levels. He has a great desire to see this sport continue to grow, not only in safety, but in stature, so that you don't have to think it's only the top 2 or 3 in the world that can make a living at this, but that here we go with another beautiful underwater shot.
It's starting to being more and more popular. It's still a young sport. I think it started in Beijing, the first
Olympic, the first Olympic marathon was Beijing. There you go. Look at that coming out.
Beautiful. Look at the
David.
technique. The legs, they're keeping the legs fresh. It's not like in the pool.
Right. Up, getting a quick drink. This is right at the feeding station, obviously. So you can see the guys that grab a quick drink.
Still together. It's so important.
Yeah.
Staying a part of this pack.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that you know, you're talking about the Olympic inclusion. You know, a lot of people would say, well, you know, we were actually in the first couple modern Olympics because in 1896 in Athens, they swam in the Aegean Sea.
They used to do the regular events in the ocean.
The Paris Olympics, we swam in the River Seine, and we're going to do that again. And that's going to 3 years' time. It's going to be fantastic. And here's a shot now, if you can see. I guess that's the...
Yeah, I've been saying before, these boats are not showing them the direction. They have to navigate by themselves. They're just going next to them to make sure everything is okay.
Right. And you can see how quick they try and get their feed.
I've been in the course yesterday, and I saw the Dutch team practicing over and over the feeding. And think about it, it's only a few seconds out of 2 hours race, and every detail has to be perfect.
It is a challenge, and it, as you say, it's a young sport as far as the Olympic history is concerned, and it has changed. Almost every Olympics you see a different kind of race.
Yeah. Israel has the privilege, the Israelis, to swim in the Mediterranean. I know the national team swim at least once a week.
There's our rankings at the 3,300. It's still Bethlehem, but you see, even the 10th place is within 11 seconds.
Yes, it's still tight, and that's what we hoped for.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget, it's a 1 round out of many FINA Cups. So
yeah, this has been a tough year, you know. But you're right. This is the second to last FINA in the series.
They have to think they're racing again next week.
Next week, yeah, next Thursday.
Next Thursday. It takes time to recover. It's all about positioning. I mean, it's not about the time. There are no records.
And they are fit. These athletes are really fit. Oh, wow. Look at that fish. Yes, this is part of the beauty of Eilat.
Yeah,
the Red Sea.
I hope they stayed focused with this view. I'm not getting lost.
Yeah. Well, the challenge of, you know, a 10,000 meter swim, it takes the fastest ones in the world, you know, 1 hour and 50 minutes or so, maybe to 2 hours, depending on water conditions.
Depend on the conditions. They have great conditions today.
Yeah, the water temperature.
Yeah, it's 23, 23 and a half.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I've been saying before, below 20 you have to use, below 18 Celsius you have to use wetsuit.
Yes.
And below 20 you can use a wetsuit.
Which means everybody does use a wetsuit.
Yes.
Because you float higher. It's just simple. It's very simple. But that's the way the rules are currently, and one of the things with the FINA rules, you know, they came about in many ways 30, 40 years ago. We inherited the old English Channel rules about, you know, no touching, this and that, and it was changed as we grew the sport, and it's still, we're looking at what rules really the modern day swimmers in this course. Many of the courses these days are these loop courses, whereas it used to be more of a point to point. And there's pros and cons to both sides of that as you're watching these guys continue on their 3rd loop out of 6. The girls started 5 minutes behind.
Do you think they will catch up?
The boys will catch, the faster boys will catch the back half, at least of the girls. I think it's
going to mix up at some point. I also think the first pack of the girls will catch up to
the last pack
of the boys. Yeah,
yes.
That will motivate them. They are looking for that, you know.
They do, and many of these athletes, you know, they train.
It's such a long race. You are waiting for these moments to pass someone, to catch up with someone.
That's some good technique. I see what you're talking about with the legs early in the race. Very few of the swimmers kick hard. You see the girl here in close, but most of them are, let's rest the legs till the end.
In a pull technique, let's say the tempo is 3 kicks per 1 arm stroke, but here it's about 2, just to keep them floating. We can see Matan Roditi is charging to the 3rd, passing Razovsky. Matan Roditi finished 4th of the Olympic Games. He is the biggest deal in Israel open water right now.
And boy, wouldn't that be a great story if he could win the hometown series race?
Yes,
I know that 4th in the Olympics was fantastic.
It was outstanding. Nobody saw that coming except of him and his coach. They were speaking of it.
Yeah. It was certainly one of the highest places in a while for Israeli swimming, but
Olympics in general, yeah. It's the highest in swimming.
Yeah. So even if you just think medal stand next time you get a podium, that was because I see what
he's still young, definitely.
And it motivates a country when they see a young swimmer doing so well.
They will do anything they can.
That's beautiful there, right there, nice and relaxed.
Yeah, I can see the guys behind.
Yeah.
So yeah, Roditi is right there.
And you know, but Krzysztof Rosowski is you know, he's shown us. It was in the last World Championships. He had the great swim.
He finished 2nd
in Seoul. I mean, not in Seoul, down in Gwangju. In Korea, he came out of nowhere in one of those races. But he
is the silver medalist from Tokyo.
Yes.
Yeah. Standing 4th right now. Olivier is the 3rd. Slowman is still there in 2nd.
Yep, the Frenchman he's moved up, and that whole pack, that 4, 5, 6.
The Frenchman moved up. He can do it. I mean,
Olivier, he is certainly one of the best in this group. You know,
he's the bronze medalist from Rio, and in Tokyo he finished 6th. It's the World Championship in 5 kilometers from 2017. And former silver medalist from the World Championship in 2019.
Right.
So you see these guys, they've been experienced so much in the field. They probably know each other.
Oh, they do. I'll tell you, Avi, one of the things, it's a fraternity. I mean, it's a group of guys that travel the world together.
Yeah.
They do these, 2 hours. A bunch of these guys also do the ultra marathons, the FINA races.
The 25.
Or longer. There's one in the Parana River that's been 88 kilometers. Now, you go with the river current, but depending on how much rain, it could take you anywhere from 6 to 12 hours roughly.
Wow.
It's just insane. This is a good shot.
Yeah.
Your photographers and your drone workers here are doing a great job today.
Yeah, they've been trying to give the best experience for the people who couldn't come during the COVID. Israel closed the gates for...
So this is our women, correct? 44 minutes into their race. It's lap 2. They're just,
that's the man.
This one here, I believe, is that the girls group coming in for their feed to just start their 3rd lap. So the men are definitely in the middle of their 3rd loop, and there you go. Good underwater, you can see from our underwater photographer. Now I know sometimes we're getting those shots back to the truck from the loop before, but you can tell.
You can tell it's live.
This is live.
I've seen
above.
him.
Look how beautiful these strokes are. Just, I got a feeling the girls seem to be a little more relax. Like, okay, we're in this groove. We're just going to stay here together for the first part of the race.
Yeah,
ladies.
because there are much fewer girls. There are only 9 women.
Right, and 5 of them are from Israel.
Yeah,
right?
5 from Israel trying to stay on top of the race.
But
you know, the Israelis as the Israel national over the weekend, so they've been racing here in the last couple days. They had the 3 kilometers and the relays. Here we can see the women
Right.
about
This is a great
to finish the
shot.
second lap. They will go under the gate so we can get the accurate time.
Right, and that's one of the things our friends at Microplus have been doing an excellent job. They built this timing gate, so the wrist that has the sensor, when the girls pass under, we get to get their splits, which we'll see here, 3,300 meters in just a moment as those graphics pop up. As I said, our guys from Microplus are doing a great job. So thankful we have them as a sponsor here this week. And as you see, these girls, yeah, you're right. They're just, it's still a pack that nobody's making a break yet. Let's.
Yeah, they're all together.
Yeah. Yep, and you mentioned and it's Kuna with a slight lead. She's okay in the lead, and everyone else within 18 seconds of the entire field, but 9 of them are within 5.5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's interesting. I know Eva Fabian there in 3rd place. We talked about her briefly. You know, I know her father Jack came over here just for this race.
Oh.
And he is helping out some of the Australians, and that's what we were talking about with this fraternity, because these swimmers go way back, and in many cases some of them may have known each other as pool swimmers, but once they sort of graduate or move on to this type of international challenge in the ocean, in the sea, in the lakes, and the rivers, it just builds a different bond, because with the end of the day, whether you get a medal or whether you finish 21st,
You still finish the same
finish.
hard race. You know what they feel. No one else knows.
Exactly. And that's why they're so bonded, why they all...
You know, I was getting notified that a minute ago, number 30 from Israel man, Guy Shalgal, got a yellow ticket for interference. So these men on the boats, they're not only watching over, they can also take you out of the race in case of interferences.
Yep, you see one of the referees right there. They stand and stay as close as possible.
And this is good because it's a very physical sport. I've been into open water once. It was in a lake with many people.
Yeah, it was a good challenge for you?
That was a big challenge.
Because in the pool, what was your best event?
In the pool, I used to do fly, 200 fly. But you know, you have your own lane. You look at the black mark at the bottom. If you go a little to the side, you start worrying.
It is very different, very different. Bethlehem, Rozovsky, Sloman.
Oh, Rozovsky caught up, you saw?
Yeah.
They will change many times, but Bethlehem was leading 90% of the race so far.
Which almost to me
I don't know if his coach is happy about it.
Yeah.
But you know, you have to be confident. Winners, they trust themselves. It's in their gut.
Yeah, there is a lot of that. And certainly with this event, these guys are very experienced. They all know the race, you know, pace takes a couple hours, you know, but as we build into it, now that the boys, the men are over, as they're on their 4th loop, right? They're doing 6 today, is that correct?
Yeah, 6 loop. The women just finished about 1/3 of the race. And the boys into the 4th.
Yeah, so but wow.
It's been almost an hour, so they must be halfway soon.
Yeah, well,
let me tell you guys, it's getting warmer here.
It is. It's getting a little warmer. I'm just looking at that clock and thinking, wait, are they already over halfway and we're still not at 50 minutes? It could be an incredibly fast
Incredible
race,
time, yeah. Maybe it's a bit current.
Well, you're going both ways. We'll see. But I know this course is very similar to the one we did for the 2018 FINA Youth World Championship. You were talking about the starting point being a little bit different, but basically the course being very similar.
Look, Rozovsky took the lead.
Yeah. Yep. It's still a group of at least 6 or 7 right there at the front.
The course is forming a rectangle, kinda. 3 buoys, right?
Right. And you know, not an exact rectangle, more of almost a triangle in places, but the longest leg straight, I believe, was 500 meters.
750. Yeah.
Right.
They're going
a 500, a 750, a 250, a couple shorter ends.
Yeah, they all been in the technical meeting right before, all the swimmers. So it's pretty different from usual calling room and call room in swimming events. They cannot focus on themselves too much. They have to understand the path of the course and start thinking. Left shoulder,
left shoulder
around the buoys, all the buoys. It's against clockwise.
But you know the red buoys, if you see them on your screen.
That's just for awareness. They have one over there by the rocks, so they have to pass with the right.
Yeah, stay away from the rocks. That's what they told them. But generally, the red buoys mean this is the same direction you want to go, but you can pass on either side.
Yeah, you can pass either side on the red buoys. It's a great comment. But the yellow, you cannot go under. You cannot make a shortcut. You have to pass with the left shoulder. And I know sometimes they're doing a funny technique during these buoys, going on their back for a few strokes, right? I didn't see it right now, baby, because the buoys are small or it's not very efficient, but I remember they used to do it.
Oh yeah, it depends on the buoy and the turn executed. Many times they'll do that spin turn in much ways like a water polo, turning a water polo player. You can see it here. Some will turn sideways. But the main thing you want to do, especially at this point, is just not get caught outside.
You can spend a lot of time if you are not thinking ahead of time. You have to think maybe, let's say, 20, 30 meters ahead to position yourself in front of the buoy, the way you can pass it easily and not have to break right, crossing people just because you have to do this move.
Great shots there. You're exactly what you're talking about, Avi. It is a thinking man's game. You know, a lot of people talk about the challenges, and many of the younger coaches and swimmers are wondering where we're going to be going with this great sport. I personally, when I was talking to Ferry Wheatman last night, it was the challenge of including navigation and these types of things, because it's free and it's open, and you take away the sterile nature of just being in a pool with a lane and no one can touch you. And now it's okay, a lot of strategy, and
so many dependencies,
and that's, in my opinion, one of the beauties of this sport. I would hate to see us make it where, okay, every open water course is exactly this rectangle, it's exactly this number of loops. I think it's beautiful to have every venue kind of create their own.
And you can tell which swimmers are better in what course or what water temperature. Some of them are tougher.
Definitely. Some of them prefer the cold water, some prefer the warm.
You have to take in consideration the body fat. If I remember, I have a friend in open water. He was about to race in a very cold water, so he was loading up food just so he has more fat to keep warm.
Yeah.
We can see that one of the drones over here, they have a few of them out there.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God for technology, right? Wasn't there when I was swimming.
Come on, you're not that old. But it is true that the drones make it so much more accessible for us to follow these races.
Yeah, you can see any angle.
Oh, yeah. There's a great shot from the drone.
So they finished the third. They're about halfway right now.
In. Yeah, you can see them coming in. Here they are off to your left in the screen, and then all the coaches standing there on the pontoon.
Each one has his own position. the swimmers know.
This will be halfway. No, this is the end of the
This is
third.
the end of the halfway.
Yep. So 55 minutes or so.
They will start the second half
that's
soon.
about right. An hour and 15. So I know they.
Yeah, usually they even split or negative split in these races.
Yes, and this is a pretty good sized pack. It'll be interesting to see if anyone comes out of the halfway mark and says, okay, now I go. A lot of them appear to be feeding.
I've been saying it before, I didn't see any of them warming up. I believe it was too cold for them, so...
A lot of them say, I'll do the first
lap.
Yeah,
they have 10 kilometers, you know.
Yeah.
They're building up during the race for sure.
Oh, definitely. A race like this, I'm sure there's probably less. You know, because it is cool out. The water, as we said, very nice at 23. And
yeah, it's warmer inside.
Outside
right now is 21.
Okay.
But earlier it was colder. I've been speaking to a few coaches. They said...
Sloman in the lead, barely.
Yeah, you can see how effective is quick feeding. Maybe he didn't stop to drink. 14, I didn't see, but...
16 within 10. 17, 18 within 11 seconds.
Just so you have an idea, the difference between the third and fourth place in Tokyo was 23 seconds.
Yeah.
And here they all pack fitting in.
So they're now in the second half of the race. And
Matan Roditi has dropped.
Yeah, but he's only 13 seconds back. He maybe took a long feed, and maybe he's fine just saying, okay, I'm going to stay at the back of this pack for a little while.
Yeah,
it is. The times can be misleading, you know, and it is. To date, I don't think we've seen anyone pull out, which is good. It's a good sign. You know, we try to keep an eye on all the swimmers, and now they're in their second half, and maybe is that.
It's still Sloman, I think, in the lead. Yeah, the Australian.
Yeah.
It's a long way from home.
Well. It was the Australian in Rio that was trying to took the lead for the first 8.5, 9K.
Yeah.
He was so far ahead, and it closed on him. But you know, it maybe Nicholas here is saying, okay, maybe it's my time now. Maybe I can break away. I don't know. Who is that right on his feet going with him?
Bethlehem or Rozovsky, because it's an Hungarian. Then France in third.
Okay, that's Olivier.
Olivier.
Yeah. And there's the rocks we talked about. They're nowhere near that.
So you can see the red buoy by the rocks.
Yeah. Some of the fans out there encouraging the swimmers along the way. You know, is that a Miss Universe contestant? No, maybe not. But they're here today.
The swimmers were worried about the race. Is it gonna happen? We have a new COVID type. And they said as long as Miss Universe is running, you can.
That's going to be live tonight too. But we are sharing the city with our friends from that great contest, and it is a fun city here. And
it is. We have swimmers, we have models. It's a good combination.
It is great scuba diving here, and a wonderful place to visit. I've found the people here to be marvelous, and just every time I get over here to this part of Israel, it's fantastic, and the organization is second to none.
This city is mainly hotels. It's the Las Vegas version of Israel. Just with a
lot of
beach.
Beautiful boats and ships. And, it is very nice, very nice. It doesn't not too different from my home in Boca Raton, Florida. We're lucky enough to have some beautiful water too. But watching this group, and there's the girls coming around now. They're trying to get close to their halfway mark. But you know, the guys still pushing the pace.
Yeah, look how much farther the guys are. They were going out 5 minutes earlier than the girls, but I think they stretched it up a bit more.
And I think in part because they have a larger field today and probably a number of world-ranked swimmers
they are pushing the pack. The girls take it easier. For now, it's still early to say.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, I think that there's a few of them just, okay, we don't have to go too hard yet. But you know that so much of this game is in your mind. It is if you're able to keep the right mindset and perspective, then you can be very successful. Much like your 200 butterfly, you have to love to want to do
It's
that.
a different pain. But yeah, it's very mental.
Okay. Well, it's certainly, you know, with your organization here and the great support from FINA, it's wonderful that these young athletes have a chance this year. We've talked about the COVID challenge and everything that goes into it, but
Yeah, they try to show business as usual, you know, that's...
Yep, and to be for them to be able to, you know, make a little bit of prize money. This is, as we said, the second to last stop on the series, and it was changed. It was changed up a couple times during the year. I love these underwater shots. Now we're 1 hour into the men's race. But yeah, they'll be handing them out the big checks later today. We see them coming up.
Yeah. They deserve it.
Oh yeah.
They deserve it.
Yeah, go through this. Here come the girls.
So what do they have in this drink? I know they're mixing carbs, some gels, some salt capsules.
Yeah, it
they have
depends.
to make it.
Each athlete kind of creates their own concoction. And but you're right. It is usually it's got some type of electrolyte replenishment, and then in a race that's 2 hours, it's probably mostly that. Sometimes they get different flavors because they say, oh, I want to change it up, or maybe they have one mixed with bananas. They say, I want the bananas this time, or the coaches sometimes will even have 2 cups at the end.
Yeah, I've seen it. 2 cups.
And that way they can choose, or they can get twice as much if they need to. But it's really a personal preference. You know, when I was growing up and doing these races, the 10K was a much shorter race. We did a lot of races, you know, 20, 30, 40K, and 70s and 80s, and everybody was, at that time, we were sharing all of our thoughts. You didn't want to use Gatorade because it had a lot of sugar, so we used a more natural electrolyte replenishment from the organic store. It was called Second Wind, but I would put in, you know, a little bit of honey or some things I like to mix in a special, and I think everybody would do that.
Yeah, each one of them has a special sauce, special secret, their own rhythm before the race.
Exactly.
To drink with the right hand or with the left hand. Everything is calculated.
Oh, yeah. Let's see, one of our referees right here, keeping close eye on the Australian.
Pretty clean race. They are not disrupting each other.
Oh yeah.
One of the things you have to consider when you race open water, in addition to the outside conditions, you have other swimmers on your way all the time. This kind of washing machine at the beginning. This is a small amount of people race, but the public races, you know, in Florida, I've seen them.
Oh, we've had some races, yeah. You get races. That's interesting here with the two different lines, you know, along the lengthier part of the course, and the guys say, well, I think this is a little bit better.
Yeah, here. This is the faster lane, you know. I'm trying to pass them. It's hard to move through them, so let's go on the side. And some people caught the wave after him drafting.
And there's a beautiful shot out there. There's one of the directional buoys. You see the hotels and the hills in the background. Like you said, this is just such a beautiful part of the world.
If they breathe to the right, they're seeing Israel, the mountains of Eilat.
Yeah.
Breathing to the left, they see Jordan.
It's amazing. Yeah, we're only a kilometer or less from the border right here.
Hopefully they won't have a direction mistake, navigation mistake.
I don't know if they have a visa, if they come in the wrong beach.
Nicholas Lohman. Oh. He's been there from the beginning.
Yes, he's been pushing pretty hard.
Beautiful technique.
The Australians, long time powerful nation in open water swimming.
Look at the sighting. It's almost fluid with his technique. Raising his head up a bit. Every 4, 6, 8 strokes, it's up to them.
Yep. And he seems very comfortable there and enjoying
Look at the second group. It's almost catching up. I told you, he was moving to the faster lane.
Oh, it could be. Yeah. You definitely...
what is it? 4, 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Separate.
When we see... You could tell a little more maybe from a drone shot.
It's a big investment, though, to make this move.
Oh, yeah.
You have to consider many things before getting out like that. They still halfway.
So Bethlehem and Olivier still 2 and 3. There you go. You can see that second lane you're talking about.
Yeah, but that would be a larger turn when they go to the buoys.
Exactly.
So I don't know if it's smart. Right now it looks like they are doing good, but we will see how it ended up.
Right. And as we said, they're on that lengthy 750-meter loop, and this must be the girls coming in here to the feeding station. You can see all the poles, long poles. They can't be more than 5 meters, so about 15 feet.
It's always the coaches in the feeding station, right?
Yeah.
It's the best way to see the race as well.
Yeah.
Can they give any comments?
Oh, yeah. No, they certainly can. And they tell them, you know.
Here's Eva Fabian. I see that she got fed first.
Oh, yeah.
On her back. Throw it away.
She's quite the violin player also.
Yeah.
She's very talented.
She's very talented, yeah.
She's wonderful.
I think she went to Ivy League.
Yes.
She went to Yale?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
She's an Eli.
Oriane Gablan taking the lead. Young Israeli girl.
That's exciting. So they're turning halfway, as you can tell. The men turned about 55 minutes. The ladies about 102.
Yeah, look at the tempo. It looks very calm comparing to the men.
Oh, yeah. They were...
I'm looking forward a bigger fight at the end, you know, a great finish.
I got a feeling that Anna Kuna is just going to find a way to break away at the end. And
right now she is 4th, 5th.
Yeah. She's dominated this series for years and just knows how to win. You know, she knows how to get there first. And I think she's very comfortable right there. And just the tempo I can see is so much slower than what she would normally have. This is some of the underwater, right? The kicking pretty strong there. Okay.
It's hard to be by yourself in this kind of race.
So here's the ladies basically at the halfway mark. Okay.
5 seconds in the separate the top 10.
Yeah.
It's a big group.
The Hungarian Olaj, of course.
Potsabon is leading.
And Kuna, as you said, in 5th, right there with them. Just, yep. All in control for now, but we'll see where it goes.
They all have a plan. They all have a plan B as well. But there are many variables in open water.
Oh, yeah. And the athletes do like this one because of the clarity. Like, we could see so many great underwater shots. And I know one of the swimmers was telling me that, yeah, she loves it as long as she doesn't get too distracted looking at the fish. So, but there's that men's race. You see that tempo pretty strong.
Yeah, I'm surprised they are still all together. I thought they're gonna break up to at least 2, 3.
Yeah, but it's a pretty
there are many
even
levels
group.
in here.
Yeah, yeah. Like if you took everybody's 800-meter or 1,500-meter time in this group, they're all pretty similar. I know there's a couple guys that are outstanding, but they're all good. They're all good, and you know, it's not like in the old days where the guys swimming in the open water would be the ones who couldn't make it in the pool.
Yeah, and now the pool swimmers are turning into open water.
Exactly.
It makes the competition pretty hard for them because they have 10 kilometers along their regular races.
Yep.
But yeah, we've seen it in the Olympics. They all are great pool swimmers, and you have to be a great pool swimmer.
Well, it looks like maybe one of the competitors from the women's race, Israeli girl, is pulled out.
Yeah, they will not pull you out unless you ask for. And
we'll see if we can get the number on that one for you. But yeah, it is. It is definitely pool swimmers taking over in many cases. The distance swimmers that are very strong in the pool, making that jump, and I think that's a really good thing. You know what FINA is trying to do, we've had the 5K relay in Worlds. We're changing that to a 6K relay so that each swimmer will now do a 1,500. And it makes more sense. This was at the suggestion of our new president, Hussein Al-Masalam. He had a meeting with us in Portugal, the committee, and he said, "Why are you guys?" And we said, "Oh, we just took it because we had the
for them."
He said, "But this way, now we can, even though it's apples and oranges, you can compare a 1,500-meter split in the ocean with their 1,500-meter pool time and give guys
make it more attractive to the fans as well, so they can understand. They have an idea how much slower it is. They have no walls,
right,
from the beginning to end.
So the very first time we're ever going to do this 6K is on Wednesday over in Abu Dhabi.
That would be great.
And we have 25 teams entered. 25 teams.
Wow. So
two
in
men,
the
two
relays,
women.
you can decide if to place the girls
anywhere.
Anywhere, right?
So a little strategy and, you know, in the same
rules
apply.
Some of the strong girls can hold up with the boys.
And that happened last at the Worlds in Korea. You could see the American girl, I know, she was in with some of the boys and just hanging. Ashley was there, and I think overall it does make for some excitement.
Yeah.
When,
usually as the distance is longer, the gap between the man and the woman is smaller.
Yes.
If you think percentage-wise. So in these ultra marathons, they are competing together.
Many times.
Many times, yeah.
Yeah, is this a little lead change here? 112 into it, so
it's hard to tell from this angle. Someone lost his cap, right?
That could be it, yeah. And sometimes they lose them intentionally.
So, yeah, they drop
them. They warm up.
If it's starting to getting water inside or something,
yeah,
it will drag and slow you down.
Yeah, and sometimes they just don't like it if they're not used to. Some of the boys don't swim with caps too much, and they get to that place where the water's hot. And even though it's 23, you know, you figure at this point.
They like it. I swam with open water swimmers in my club team. They're bragging about 26 Celsius, you know. We were freezing, and they were happy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, 26. It's almost too warm. Almost.
It's racing condition for the pool.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but they're working so hard. Endurance.
Yeah, and often different mind games they play. Some play music in their head. Some they just do a rhythm, you know. And I've heard of guys that just they kind of go into a yoga trance when they're swimming this distance, you know, to try and here we come in for some feed. Look how close this pack still is with only 2 loops to go.
They are not stopping? Oh, they do.
I think Eilat will. There you go.
I think it's a chain.
Yeah.
It's a chain effect. If some of them stop, they can afford to stop as well.
Maybe for some, but I think a lot of times they have it planned. Like next time, very few will stop. I think if any, on the last loop.
At the end.
You can see how long, and I'm not sure in the white cap who that was coming through, but he took a really long feed.
Who is it,
and made
Olivier
sure.
leading?
Now
Olivier
I think
in second.
Is it still? Well, we'll get it here now because
I can see Slowman in third.
Right. The Micro Plus guys will get us these stats.
Razovsky.
There you go. Boom. Right. Bethlehem third. Yeah.
Olivier.
Armstrong. Okay. And yeah, you'll see. It's that whole
2 Australians.
dozen.
5.
Yeah. 14 still within 9 seconds. 16 within 9.
Roditi first for the Israelis.
He's
placed in
9
16.
seconds. Okay.
It's a very tough race. Really fast swimmers.
This is the loop that's going to tell us, Avi. This is the one that's going to say, okay, who is going to be pushing this? Who wants to get it? You know, DeCarmo, he's 11 seconds back, but he's in 20th place. And these are outstanding swimmers, you know. I think that this will be the loop where, yeah, you can see that the tempo's been picked up.
Yeah, look at the legs. We were talking about the legs before. They were keeping it fresh.
Right.
For this time, so they can use it and not waste it at the beginning.
Exactly. You can see, yeah, that pack from the sky. Christoph is the leader. Rosowski. He got rid of that hat, and he said, okay, let's see. I'm ready. He has picked up his tempo. Like you said, you see a lot more whitewater of the kicking.
Yeah, they start kicking. They were saving the legs. You know, even in the pool when you're swimming the mile or the 1500.
Right.
You will have something in store for the second half.
It's just a beautiful shot. You can see the whole city behind us, and big pack of men. All right. Bethlehem, Olivier Sloman right
The
behind.
Hungarians are dominating the field. They have only 2 guys, I believe. That could be beautiful, making podium for both.
Well, they're also another very strong open water swimming country, lots of great history.
Yeah, I think Hungary is the best medals per capita in the world. I've read it somewhere in swimming, and I think in general, but makes sense when you think about it.
The per capita?
Yeah.
The number of people who swim in their country?
The number of people and the number of medals, not swim, in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, I know they're very strong. I was lucky enough to coach a great Olympian from Hungary named Tamás Deutsch. And he went to 4 Olympics for it's a very, and water polo very big. They're strong in aquatics, I believe. But so where we are now, the men are probably less than a half hour left, I would guess. They're going to finish
the 5th, right?
Yeah. They're in
the last lap. Gonna be a killing tempo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's
starting to waking up over there. Look how tight it is.
It is amazing. They can go, you know, an hour and 18 and still everybody's right there.
Makes you feel good knowing you're part of it and have the same chance to finish a podium at the end.
And like you said, it's been a really clean race. I mean, the girls had 1 yellow card, none in the men yet.
The boys.
It was the boys?
Yeah, that was in the boys.
Okay. But so we've had one yellow, and for the most part, you know, these guys are well aware that if you spend your energy and your effort on battling other people, you lose out some of the ability to just keep yourself cool.
Eden Goldenberg from Israel left the race earlier, about halfway. We saw her leaving.
Yes. Okay. And I guess I thought it was Schlegel that got the yellow card earlier.
Yeah, Schlegel got the yellow card. I'm sorry, also Martinez and Zander. Martinez from Spain got a yellow card.
Okay.
And from the boys, that was Zander, the Dutch.
Okay, so that's
So
the
we
one you were
have
talking
a
about.
few
One
yellow
in the
cards
guy,
by now.
okay, and 2 in the girls. Huh. I didn't know about that. Okay, or is Martinez in the boys' race also? Yeah, Alberto. Okay, so 2 in the guys.
Yeah, 2 in the guys.
All right. Well, it takes 2 yellow cards by the same athlete to get thrown out of the race, and hopefully...
Can they pull a red card immediately?
They can.
They can.
They can,
Okay.
and they have. And it's not often done, but if it's an egregious foul, I've seen it done coming down the chute where one athlete actually reached over and ripped the goggles off another athlete.
Wow.
It was like 300 meters left in the race of a 10K. And so he was immediately disqualified, and justifiably so. But I think overall, it's something that most of these athletes are not looking for confrontation. They don't want conflict out there. But if it happens, it's one of the Dutch swimmers said to me once, it's like, we're taught, not to punch first. It's like, as we don't throw the first punch, but if we get hit, then we're allowed to punch back. But
Yeah,
the
it's
problem,
still a very physical sport.
but
You
like
don't know
water-
what's going on with the elbows underwater,
exactly. You
but
can't see it.
they taking the space.
But it is, if you do punch back, it's like water polo. Sometimes the guy who retaliates is the one who gets the yellow card.
Yeah, it's not fair.
No, but
Depends on the judge.
right.
But
Right.
I think it's a waste of energy to trying to interference.
Definitely.
So maybe intentionally they are not trying to, but sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
Well, Rosovsky looks like he's spending his energy in an appropriate way, leading this group. He looks very strong. And he does have some outstanding athletes right on his feet, though, so it's far from over with a lap and a half to go.
So they are about to finish the 5th lap. Right.
Yeah, the rhythm's strong, his stroke is long. But boy, look at that pack right behind him. There's some guys very competitive. Going into that last loop, but this is the directional one, so they still have, have a good bit, probably another.
They're forming almost an arrow, if you look at this.
Yeah, like a geese formation in the sky when they're flying south for the winter. Yeah, not unusual at all to see something like that.
Olivier is in 2nd. He can surprise us.
Oh yeah. Any of these
Still,
athletes.
everything is open.
Right.
The last lap will be interesting to watch.
And I guess there's a little difference in the prize money as well.
Yeah, this will motivate them as well.
Yeah, definitely. And then the points you rack up here, you add them with the points next week. FINA's done an incredible job of upping the financial rewards for these athletes over the last really couple years. And since the new administration has come in, as I mentioned before, we have a new president, Hussein Al-Masalam, who, is a great leader, I believe. He's going to come in. Everything he's told us so far sounds very positive. And we have a new Chief Executive Officer, Brent Nowicki, and he has served on the Court of Arbitration for Sport for many years. He's an American who's been living in Lausanne, and he immediately hired another American, Mike Unger, to work for FINA, who retired from his USA swimming position. He's going to oversee the events for at least the next 2 or 3 years. And I think that the general consensus is that the FINA office is becoming much more transparent, much more open, much more athlete-centered, where the athletes get the first consideration. And you can see that in the prize money in our events. You can see that in what our leaders have done for next week. We have a 6K relay for the first time ever with great prize money, and then a 10K women, 10K men to wrap up what's been a very challenging season to try and get races in with this.
Yeah, but they still kept the same amount of races, if not more, right?
We've done okay. We lost a few. Yeah. But overall,
I know in the pool it's...
Look at this split screen. Oh, these guys are great. There's the underwater. And look at the tight race. But yeah, you're definitely right that FINA's really put a lot of effort, and they put their money where their mouth is. You know, these guys, it's
so they have 2 more buoys.
And then 1 more loop?
And 1 more loop. I don't think they will stop for the drink.
No. I think very few, if any, in this lead pack would get a drink, because the 4 or 5 seconds you're going to lose.
It's critical.
Yeah, not this
Crucial
time.
It's this point of the race.
So it looks like maybe is that Roditi moving
Roditi with the loop.
I know this would be the loop you'd expect to see those athletes that want to be on the podium to try and move up in that top 6 or 8 at least. Not that you can't come from behind.
Yeah, this is Roditi placing 4th at the moment.
That's
next to Olivier.
That's right. You know,
he made a statement in the Olympic Games, so this guy probably knows him by now.
Oh, for sure they know him. And you said he was young. How old is he now?
Matan is 20. Roditi, I don't know the exact month.
Okay. But his birth date, maybe. Here's a picture of the drone picture of the guys waiting for him. Here they come. We'll see. As you said, nobody's really expecting.
Nobody is relaxed by now.
But they all have to go through that gate at the end of the pontoon there.
Yeah. So Matan Roditi is at 23.
Okay. Yeah, that's young in marathon
young.
swimming. Absolutely. You know. Okay. Nobody's even close to feeding. Oh, there's one guy fed in. But for the most part, as they're coming through the gate, guys are just moving on. Now they're into their last loop, 123. Oh, that's the women's 123. The men would be 128. Yeah.
128 for the men.
Okay.
I haven't seen the women for a while. Let's see.
Okay. We'll get our, with 1 loop to go, rankings. They'll be popping up in the left-hand corner of your screen here.
You can see they changed positions. The Israelis were leading, Eva and Oriane, and I saw Italian friends in front.
Yep. There it is.
Italy, yeah.
Okay. This is the girls' race at 6,600.
Cunha is still...
Cunha right where she wants to be.
Yes. It's a good place to be. Eva Fabian and Oriane 7th and 8th. Razovsky still leading. This is the last lap, right?
Yeah. So it will be very interesting to see if
they cannot have anything left after this. To giving all out. Leave it in the water.
Oh yeah. This is when
look how he positioned himself.
So tight. Look at these turns.
So tight. They have to make it tight. It's like racing cars, Formula 1s, you know, taking the turns.
Exactly.
But sometimes they hit it, as we saw. With the adrenaline, I don't feel it very much, but it might slow you down.
They bump, but I didn't see any dirty play or any kind of pushing or shoving intentionally there, which is good. These are you know, great athletes, and as
You
I
know,
said,
they represent the country.
yeah,
You don't want to
no,
to have a bad name.
exactly. And Christoph says, okay, this is my chance. I'm gonna just keep pressing.
You see, they use the mirrored glasses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't always use them at the pool, but it's hard to see
Well, that-
outdoor with the sun.
Yeah, that sun did brighten up quite a bit through the haze, and it is. And you know, the sun these athletes also use as a guidance tool. And when they
Yeah, they know which direction it is.
exactly, when I'm going from east to west, the sun was right here. So if all of a sudden it seems 10 degrees off, you know, hey, maybe I might be going the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, also the buoys, they think where they are, and it's easier to look at the statue or some hotel right around there instead of the small buoy. But they still make it very, very colorful and
Oh, yeah.
highlighted, so you cannot miss it if you look at the direction.
Yeah, it's very easy though to go a few degrees off. That's why in sighting, if you can line up two items in your view, you know, the buoy and then like this mountain peak behind it, or
Yeah,
this
and,
palm tree, or somehow this is my line.
And
then
you cannot blindly trust the leader. He
No.
might have a mistake.
True. Yeah, very much so. But they do often play that follow the leader game. Because swimming in a group,
Yeah.
you swim faster. It's just the same reason why the birds fly in a group. And
We've seen it in cycling, in marathon, everywhere.
was that number 78? No, what was that? Or maybe,
McKay.
or is it 72?
72, yes,
Yeah.
from Israel.
Okay, another pull out with just a lap to go for these guys coming by here.
End of the 5th lap for the men's event. Who's gonna get to the feeding platoon?
What were we looking at, the girls last time? Or is that a,
Oh, so this is...
Gazowski second.
okay, 132. Must have been looking at the girls' finish, but now they're on their final loop with Rozovsky still in the lead, right? Oh, no. Is
No.
that Poirier took over? Now you have the cap.
Gazowski right after him.
Yeah, we'll see.
So close. Last lap of the men's
Last
event.
lap. Now look at that kick. There you go. Olivier's taking it over.
Fra.
He's third.
Third.
Bethlehem fourth. Sloman. Martinez fifth. Then Sloman.
Martinez fifth.
Yeah. Okay. So Christoph has fallen into the second position. And
Still 10 seconds.
Roditi 10 back.
10 back,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. But man, when you see somebody as
But,
good as
yeah.
Olivier kicking like that and picking it up, Christoph going right with him with that. Christoph with no cap, the Hungarian right on his feet. Okay. 18 swimmers within 13 seconds with a lap to go. That's what we love about this event. You never know who's going to be on the podium.
Yeah, it's a fair chance for any of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
And they know it.
Yeah.
Right now, after Olivier-
Pure speed is gonna take a part in the last.
Up his pace, huh? And the
Yeah, smart move. You know, he's been there.
oh
He's been
yeah,
there.
oh yeah.
Drafting
You know,
is key.
I think of the great French swimmers. I watched the great Stéphane Lecoq many years in the marathon swims, and now he works in the administration with the French swimming group and helps plan a lot of these trips.
Yeah, it's great to have someone from the inside who actually know the needs and.
Exactly, and that's why France is always one of the best. I mean, they've really done a great job as a swimming federation of figuring out what it is that we need to do in Europe in general, being able to have so many great open water races for decades. It's nice being able to see that, but you know. Yeah,
they built a culture.
Good point.
You look forward for the national heroes, you want to be like them.
Yeah.
You believe it's possible. They show you the way.
Yep. They do a lot with the youth, a lot with the junior kids coming along.
They know how to program it better.
Good training trips.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of federations could take a lesson from the French. But I think overall we are seeing more and more of the federations, certainly the ones that are here supporting this event, or many
Look,
of those.
Some fans outside.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's nice.
Might be the first time they're watching this kind of event, but it's nice for the exposure of the sport.
Sure, sure. And some of the swimmers have families on the other side of the wall, have made it to Israel to watch the races. Take in a little bit of the beauty that Eilat and the southern side of Israel has to offer.
The pace is pretty good, heading to the last loop in after an hour and 30, hour and 33, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna set a good time, not that it's matter, but
yeah, they'll be right in that 149, 150, I would guess.
They know the range and they can tell if it's good or bad. But look at the tempo, come on.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's like, you're coming down your last leg of the 200 fly.
Yeah.
And it's a good race, Avi. You're ahead of everybody. You're feeling strong. It's just, do you have enough to get to the wall? Because it is definitely a good field right behind him, these guys.
It's all about energy at that point. They try to keep the technique as much as they can. But the heart is playing part.
Right, and it is, you never know, especially for one of these guys that are just right behind. They get kind of a second or third wind. They get some kind of power that.
Yeah, you can be breathing to the right and not watching the left. They have to mix it up. They can come from anywhere.
Yeah. And there's our ladies in the underwater shot. The other race going on. Those girls almost at full loop behind the guys at this point.
Starting to open up.
Yeah.
They know they can escape now. It's a good point to speed up.
Yep.
Ooh, nice. You saw?
No, look, he's got 3 or 4 seconds now. That was a great turn.
Yeah, he was professional. That was a great turn.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's certainly had some great finishes through the years, and he's been one of the best in the world marathon swimming. Technically, a marathon swim is 10K or longer. We call ultra marathons 25K or longer. There was a day where everyone said, no, it must be 25 to be a marathon.
No, but if you think about running, it's around 2 hours. So it's equivalent to the 10 kilometers in the pool.
Exactly.
In the ocean.
Good point. Very good point.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think 2 hours is a marathon.
Yeah.
The triathlon, about 2 hours. And that's why we came with the 10K. We really believe the 5K was just a little too short. And although a fun race too.
Olivier still in the lead. He's breathing every 2 to the right. Look at the shore on the other side. He has to make sure he's in a good position and not taking an angle, farther angle.
The Hungarian Rozovsky just behind him, and boy, those two look very powerful.
They have the speed, are great pool swimmers as well, as we mentioned before.
Oh yeah, no, these guys are both great 1500 swimmers. And that last 7 to 9 minutes is so trying mentally, and that's what they probably are within 10 minutes or so of the finish at this point. Yeah, you can see that timing.
Mark Olivier, Christoph Razowski.
And I just unofficially got about 88 strokes a minute from
Oh,
Mark.
wow.
I mean, he's turned it over. He was swimming more like 70. And you figure if it's 60 strokes in a minute, and what I mean by a stroke is not cycles, but one arm.
One stroke.
So, you know, he's over 40 arm cycles per minute.
How can he keep it up that much?
I think he just wants to make sure nobody passes him, right? Because they can't beat you if they can't catch you.
All right.
Yeah. So that's where his mode is right now.
I just looked back. I saw him watching back.
Oh yeah.
Watching his back. He disconnected. Fra in third.
All right. It sounds like maybe when you hear our drone over there. But you think Rasovsky's got one more kick in him that he might be able to try and make a move, or he's doing everything he can just to hang there?
Also the German Fra, he was advancing so much. He is positioned third right now.
Right. And underneath, look at the peace and tranquility of that beautiful ray. Spotted ray. Just that's what these guys are seeing underneath. Here goes the ladies above. It's just awesome, this race. This
they are racing them as well, you know.
Oh, yeah. We have the best photographer in the business right here, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. Underwater at least. But on top of the water, the Frenchman does not want to relinquish this lead.
He's not stopping, charging to the buoys.
And we see them on your screen, and for us, out in front of us, making a very strong move. That lead pack is pulled away. You know, there were 15 or so within 10 seconds. It looks like maybe
the
5.
top 6.
Yeah.
What is it? 6, 7 we can see from here. And then we have the second pack about the same size.
Yeah,
It's almost impossible to move from the second pack to the first. In the Olympic Games, who did it? Paltinieri, right?
he did.
But it's something outstanding.
Very unusual.
Very, very unusual.
Yes.
Maybe it taught them something, but
Yeah.
do not try it at home. You know?
Oh, yeah. We don't see it in a 10K that much. You know, it's
The top
definitely
3 is stayed the same. Olivier, Razowski, and Fra. Look at his the German technique. Distance per stroke we mentioned before.
Yeah, very strong.
Beautiful.
Long.
High elbows. You have to go over the waves, maybe a little bit higher than you go in the pool.
Yes, depending on the wind and the currents and certainly what chop you're facing. But definitely helps if you can keep those elbows up. There's our leader, Frenchman. Maybe in the last 400 or 500 meters.
Italy in fourth?
I
think he just got in our frame.
I think you're right.
It's a beautiful fight.
I like that. Beautiful fight.
Yeah. I don't know how a fight could be beautiful, but
sure.
These gentlemen are presenting nice technique and very clean race.
That's true, Avi. Very true. And it looks like Christoph says, if I'm going to go, I better go now. He's trying desperately to catch up to.
Yeah, we'll try a few times more. It's not always work at once. It's very mental.
And they do have that last hard turn. 2 buoys left, right? 2 little ones, right? Or 2 quick to boom,
2
boom.
left
2 quick lefts. Here's the first one.
And then it will narrow down to this lane.
And then what, 50 meters to the next buoy? And yeah. And then it
could be a game changer the way they turn.
Yes.
At this point, they are very close.
Yep, they have the one turn left, then the sprint to the finish. And this men's race will be in the books, but boy, not yet.
So after the finish, they're going to be interviews, so just to let you know.
This it? Coming right into the finish now? What do we got?
Yeah.
Or is that the girls' pack still?
It's the girls' pack.
Okay. Yeah, they're just going into their last one. 142 on the women's race. And look. Is that Eva? No.
Italy.
Okay. Yep. And
Italy in first.
Hanging in third.
Cunha is there.
Italian swimmers up front.
They're going in a chain, the women. So
Yeah.
very.
Okay, and we'll see this women's race now pick up the pace. Yeah.
Last lap for the women. The men are about to be done.
Oh yeah, this is the men's group you can see now coming in. They're in their last couple 100 meters.
Fast pace, well, an hour and
you can see how that wind's chopped it up just a little bit.
yeah, it got a bit choppy out there.
Here we go, these guys. You want to get the.
You can see them passing.
Yeah.
They're passing some of the women.
Of the men's event, they passed the final buoy.
It's narrowed down.
I guess
now.
they're bringing one of the referees in to watch the finish. Maybe
they
from
cannot
the
go
pontoon.
under the rope. They have to go inside.
Right. The last loop it opens up.
They have to think about this.
You see Christoph.
We need a better angle to tell.
Yeah. The French.
To the finish, it looks like
The Hungarian catching him.
Tight finish. Look at Rozovsky.
Yeah, here they come. Down the end. I told you that Christoph has a finish. It's just Olivier been leading the whole way, but the Hungarian wants it just
You have
as
to touch the touchpad
Oh, yeah.
in front of you and not on top of you.
That's right.
They have to reach to it, calculate the strokes.
It is. And it looks like it's definitely the two of them coming in now. I'm thinking the Hungarian looks a little stronger, but who knows?
He was also drafting the whole way.
He
so
did. But look here, and now look, the Frenchman's coming back.
Is it a marathon or a 50 meters race?
It is going to be a great finish. Look at them as they come in. Side
Oh,
by
we can see them
side
live,
as
shoulder
they
to
come
shoulder.
under at the touch. Oh, you call it, Avi.
Oh, looks like Rozovsky. Wow.
Oh boy, what another
We
great
will need to see
FINA
the official
finish.
results. It's hard to call.
Oh boy. Well, even the official results are going to have to be
Look
reviewed,
at
probably.
catching it
Which is
head.
that's one of the beautiful things about the sport. The time doesn't matter, and it does come down to the video. And you know, it's like you said, there's no records, but we'll be able to replay that video for the referees, and they'll be able to determine for sure.
Yeah, they will get the results now, and they will get interviewed. Here's the rest of the field.
Oh, boy,
we said there
lots
were 2 packs.
Yeah, strong finish. Everybody coming in.
Second pack is
Boom, boom,
a
boom,
little
boom.
bigger.
Oh. Yeah. And those are all the guys who were within 10 seconds of the leader
Yes.
at the
the
turn
beginning,
with
yeah.
1 loop left. So pretty exciting stuff there. And a good clean race. No DQs. Everybody seemed
Yeah, we had a couple yellow cards, but that's it for the men. We had a single yellow card for the women on their last lap. The men will be interviewed now, the winners.
Yes, we have them swimming in easy while the ladies are still finishing up their last loop. There they are. Girls race also very close. Maybe not as big of a pack, but certainly just as intense.
It is intense, Sid, but they can afford staying together for a bit longer.
Yes.
There are only a few, several girls together.
Yeah. A few of the Israelis still there. Eva Fabian, yes, she's still in that group.
We're seeing the boys getting out of the water, taking off the swimsuits from their shoulders.
There's our champion. If we think, we don't know who touched. You say the announcer thought maybe Christoph touched first.
Maybe Christoph, he will announce it now. There will be an interview with the winner.
Yeah, they're going to
For
have
the
to bring
men.
the referee in to look at the video, I
Yeah,
think.
we need a photo finish for.
The girls' race still going on. We will get you all the results here on this FINA stream. We're very thankful to our friends, the organization being able to provide this type of opportunity for fans to watch and young swimmers to learn. There's a lot of young open water swimmers out there that can watch this stream.
Yeah. Age. You see older swimmers, experienced swimmers, and younger swimmers who take advantage of this meet to staying with the leading pack as much as they can.
Yeah.
In the bigger games, it's harder to stick.
Yep. Great experience here for all these athletes.
Wow. Swimming next to these great swimmers make you believe you can do the same things, right?
Yeah.
You've been there 80% of the time.
It does make a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, girls still pretty tight pack over there. Guys coming out. Let's see the results. They want to know what place did I get? Well, we'll know soon enough, gentlemen. But, it is December in Israel. Little breeze, but certainly not cold.
Not cold. It's winter everywhere else.
In the northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. The leaders for the women. Still the 2 Italians, right? And Anna right with them. Probably 10 or 12 minutes left for the girls to finish up.
They are going to review the finish and determine who won in the men.
The photo finish, that's why we have not put anything up, because what can happen is they wear those wristbands, and you think of a pool touch, how they can be very, very precise. It can come within a
one
hundredth
hundredth of a second,
but,
right?
But in open water, if your wrist gets close to the finish and maybe sets off that
the signal.
The signal before the other wrist, and the other guy touches first, so that's why they want to come back and have the head referee take a look at, what
they need a visual. They need to see where the chip was and the touch.
Yep.
It's
ultimately,
a combination.
whoever touches the ball first. And we saw that exact scenario happen in Rio when the finish between the Greek Spiro was just, it looked like he was close, but the other one touched first, but his hand was close, and his
and we have the official results. It was Razovsky at the end.
That's what they're calling here.
Olivier
Good.
second.
A second ahead of Olivier. Frog was back another 2 seconds, but boy, yeah, those results look good to me. As long as they confirm them from our point, we couldn't quite tell.
Back to the women.
Sure, if we had to guess, we were saying Christoph. So the women's race, maybe it'll be just as close.
Yeah, they're on their own right now in the field. It's nice to live after the men. They can see the direction a little, if it's still closed.
But look who's taking the lead.
Oh, Anna.
And when she
the
takes
Olympic
the lead,
champion, she won so many titles in the last 5 years.
Incredible. She's got a long career and many titles. And
she's 5 times world champion. And
yep. In this series, she's as good as anybody's ever been. Here we go. Here's the final results. Look how close those top 3, and even 4, 5, 6. It was a great race.
Yeah, Sloman in 5th, he was there. Fra was, the top 3 stayed the same on the whole last lap.
6th place for Bethlehem. He led so much in the beginning.
He led so much, maybe regret it now.
Yeah, well, it's it is a challenging event, the 10K, Olympic marathon distance, but these girls now they're well aware of who Anna Kuna is. And she said, okay, this is usually my time, ladies. So
is it Italian on second?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah, Anna Cunha.
Anna Marcela Cunha. I think I've watched her race for a decade or more. I think she's been around that long and just has really grown with the sport. She's a great leader in her country. I know the young athletes flock to her. They can't wait to be close to her and learn from her, and one of the strongest women.
Definitely, she's a role model. She is a gold medalist.
Yeah. And
something to look forward, someone you want to be like.
Yeah. And she's great for the sport. She gives back. And that's one of the things I think a lot of these athletes, both men and women, they as coaches, we tend to think, everybody's a little different. You see Kuna, then Olaj, and then
Olaj in second, the Hungarian.
Yep.
She was 4th in Tokyo and silver medalist in Kazan. Also silver medalist in European Championship in the 10 kilometers. So also 3 titles in the last couple years. Very experienced.
Oh yeah.
Posobon in 4th, the Italian. She's the bronze medalist from European Championship in the 25 kilometers.
Ooh.
Very aerobic swimmer, a lot of endurance.
Yeah. Yes, it is. The 25K, boy, that's a real challenge.
They need to watch out.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yep, it's a good pack, though. You know, these girls are strong. Like we said, it may not be deep in terms of dozens and dozens of female competitors in this event, and yet the
Stay together, manage to stay together.
I mean, these girls staying up with the Olympic champ and some of the top, as you said, some of the top swimmers in the world here, and getting on that podium is a big goal of each one of these ladies.
It's such a big motivation being next to her, thinking about the possibility you can race her to the end. Everything's still open. They all have a fair chance. And it makes you feel good. You know you're next to a gold medalist.
Oh, yeah.
You're probably worth something, right?
Sure. And they feel even better once they get in here to the swim down area.
Mm-hmm. Mentally, they said it's easier to be the underdog than
definitely.
Than coming with a title. You have to protect the title.
Right.
It's harder than getting the title.
It's a good point. It's climbing that mountain is, you know, one thing, staying there is another.
Yeah.
And this young lady has certainly shown she has staying power. You know, one of the best ever. And even though she's being challenged, you know, it's a good group, but we'll see. We'll see coming down these last 4, 5, 6 minutes maybe. And they've gone out of our view to the left. So we're watching just the same way you are on the screen.
Yeah, the men were finished in 1 hour and 49, right?
Right.
49:18, something.
You can see the walls of our compound behind that shot. That's the finish area. They have.
So they have 2 left turns, 2 buoys left, right?
Yep. 2 lefts, right? 2 rights left. 2 lefts. 2 lefts
it's
left.
About
right?
Halfway. 2 left, right?
No, 2 lefts left, right?
2 left.
No, right. That is. See our women's referee there, still standing in his rubber ducky boat. Anna Pull, there's her first left. Good feeling to know that
she's passing one of the men, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes her feel good.
Oh yeah.
And he's probably happy to have some company after being alone for a while.
You know, there's the determination to finish, no matter what place.
Look at her, she's charging.
Oh yeah.
Great shot.
Yep. Do have to give it up to this entire production crew. The filming work, not just to the drones and the underwater cameraman, but all of our people here, the people on the boats, those on land. It's not easy. It's not easy to do an event like this. As these girls now really coming down to the finish. You see Anna Maria Kuna. Anna, still Marcella. Anna, there's that last yellow turn. And as she's coming up, it's coming down to the last 2 or 3 minutes right now. You can see Anna still with a slight lead, but
yeah, still debating on the finish line for the men. Just got noticed.
They're going to take another look at
another
that's
look.
What the
Yeah,
information.
with
I
the
think they should.
team.
That's what we have. You know, those were the times, and then the referee should look at them, and we'll know soon.
And you saw the split. That was a full second separating them. It didn't look like a second. It didn't look like maybe
that's
a couple
what I
tenths.
said. And that's why I said the timing in these races is really secondary. it all depends on that video touch, and it'll be the same here. In order to get on the podium, there's all these girls want to get up there, but as you see, the tempo increased tremendously.
Let's see if we have a surprise here, as we have in the men.
Ana Cunha, Brazil, the great swimmer that she is, does not appear she's giving this one up. Come down the end, there's none better. Getting her hand on the wall. We can see ahead of us all the Finnish judges getting in position.
Yeah, they can take a chance after what we saw in the men.
Be ready. Good thing we have several cameras.
Several cameras, several eyes,
and slow motion.
Some devices.
It's amazing after 10,000 meters of swimming that it comes down to a touch.
Yeah, still racing, right?
That's beautiful. So we're just over 2 hours. The girls coming up on 2:01 here as they enter the finish chute.
It's about 50 meters out. So 30 seconds.
And it is going to be our Brazilian favorite, Ana Marcela Cunha, first into the chute and closing in on getting her. How many World Series? Dozens.
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 Wow.
Here she is at the touch, coming in.
Easy to say that she won.
First, and look how close
Pretty
for
clear.
second. Oh, boom, boom.
Wow.
Third,
so
fourth,
tight.
fifth. So close. We are definitely going to be looking back at some of those photo finishes. Maybe for the silver in this race, certainly for the gold in the men. We hope to have that back for you once the referees look at it.
Ana Cunha is going to be interviewed as well after winning the women race.
And Avi, I want to thank you for letting me jump in here and
thank you, Sid.
call the
You
race
contribute
with you
so
today.
much to this stream.
It's been fun.
A lot of knowledge in the field. And
well, I'm going to do my job as the FINA technical rep and go see how they're making out on the decision.
Okay, let me know.
And we'll definitely get back with you. And again, thanks to you and the great production crew that is here that FINA has assigned to this race. We're very thankful to have this opportunity to share all of these great races with our fans around the world. So I'm going to sign myself off. I'll let you continue on and get to those interviews.
Thank you, Sid.
All right.
Turned it off, right? Yeah. Wow.
Good deal.
Long race.
Good, yeah. Good job.
Wow, you're so smart. You should be an open water coach.
I have been. I've been doing it most of my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why
I
have so many insights.
Oh, yeah. Let's go see what they say here. Where is that? What's the other?
Between the two first swimmers, it was so close. We're taking it now, and we want to be sure that we're giving it to the right winner. So, still doing it. Thank you.
little bit after the race. That's why. You see, she's relaxing. You can ask her.
תהיה פה ליד גיא.
Krzysztof Razowski, the winner of the men's event. It was so tight, reviewed so many times. Tell us what happened there in the final touch.
Yeah, it was really close with Marc-Antoine, and the penalty was really high, so we missed both of us in the finish. I didn't know if he still missed it or not, so I put back my hand and waiting for the result. So I'm really happy now that I could win this way, because I don't really want to lose this race with a missed finish. So I'm happy now to could win. I'm getting closer to him in the World Series with the points, so I hope in Abu Dhabi I can do it again and win him.
Yeah, it was pretty tactical because you were both really together with a group, and then at the final lap you just ran away.
Yeah, before the last lap I was in the front. I did my last drink, and he didn't come out for a drink, so I was like, yeah, let him go and go after him and try to beat him in the last 250 meters. So I'm really happy I could touch it first after missing one.
It seems like you're having real fun here in Eilat.
Yeah, I really love to be here. This is my third win here now, so I'm really happy to come here again and race here. I really love Eilat, so it's good to be here.
Congratulations and good luck in Abu Dhabi.
Thank you so much.
almost missed the touch. They watched it like a million times. I saw it also. I think that I don't know. That's the referee's call. But I think you both had a great swim. It was really interesting. So tight. Like they were like so excited. Good job, man. Hi. Can I take you to an interview? Come here closer to me, please. Congratulations, of course. Okay. So we're here with the winner of the women's event, Ana Cunha, and we will be helped with her coach to assist in the translation. So first of all, congratulations, and tell us a bit about the race from your side.
Fala pouco da prova vista pelo seu lado. E parabéns.
Eu fiz uma prova bem cautelosa, pensando nos próximos dias, porque a última etapa vai estar muito mais forte e são seletivas para alguns países. E a gente está brigando pelo circuito e são poucos dias de intervalo.
She did a very, caution race to be in the pack, but thinking about in 4 days we have another race of 10K. A lot of countries will do their trials in that race, so she compete here, just thinking in, of course, win, but preserve herself for the next race.
Tell us a bit about your stay here in Eilat. How was the venue for you?
Como é a venue, o local da prova para você e como é estar em Eilat?
Acho que é minha terceira ou quarta vez aqui e sempre nadei super bem aqui. É a nossa segunda vez juntos e a nossa segunda vitória. Então é um lugar que pra gente é bom e a gente fica muito feliz. A água estava boa, o lugar é bonito, a água é bem transparente e é um lugar gostoso de nadar, parece calmo, mas quando entra um vento fica bom para mim.
It's a very beautiful place, very beautiful venue. It's our 4th time here in Eilat and our 2nd time together and our 2nd win here in Eilat, so we have very good memories from here. The sea looks like calm, but when the wind comes, it turns like more open water, and it's good for her also. Well, just good memories, good results. We love to be here.
Thank you and congratulations and good luck in Abu Dhabi.
Fala, ça va? Obrigado.
Toda.
בבקשה. מיקי חליקה, יושב ראש איגוד השחייה. קודם כל, איזה כיף להיות כאן באילת באירוע כזה.
האמת שכן, חוויה אדירה, מזג האוויר, תנאים, לראות אורחים מחול, באמת חוויה.
נספר שאולי לא היה מאוד פשוט לקיים את האירוע הזה, זה היה די מורכב.
האמת שכן, עד הרגע האחרון היו לנו הרבה מאוד אתגרים בלהביא את הספורטאים לפה, מכל מיני סיבות, חלק מבדיקות קורונה וחלק מעניינים לוגיסטיים, והיו לנו גם כמה ביטולים לצערנו, אבל עדיין יש פה, הטופ העולמי הגיע, וזה החגיגה האמיתית.
זהו, ראינו את הטופ העולמי וראינו גם את הטופ הישראלי, איך ההתרשמות שלך מהמשחקים של הישראלים היום?
אני חושב שהיה לנו קצת אולי אכזבה ממתן, כי חשבנו שהוא יכול להיות בתוך החמישייה הראשונה, אבל הענף הזה מראש הוא רווי בהרבה מאוד אתגרים בתוך המשחה, ואחרי 45 דקות היה לו שם קרב של מרפקים עם שחיינים הונגריים וצרפתיים, וזה משפיע, הדברים האלה משפיעים, וזה חלק מהענף הזה.
ואווה גם עשתה נגיד משחה טוב אצל הבנות?
אווה גם כן עשתה משחה מעולה, היא הייתה עד סיבוב רביעי או חמישי בתוך הדבוקה, ובסיבוב האחרון היא מעט נחלשה, ואני חושב שגם ההופעה שלה וגם של מתן בהחלט ראויה כבוד והערכה גדולה. תודה רבה על החסות בעצם של אלטשולר שחם ושל ורט, המלונות. איגוד השחייה רק יכול להגיד תודה על זה שיש לו משתפי פעולה בעצם בקידום הענף שלנו וקידום ההישגים של השחיינים.
תודה רבה, ויש לי הרגשה שאנחנו נתראה פה שוב, כי במרץ כבר נראה לי תחרות נוספת באילת.
נכון, במרץ יש את הסבב אירופה, ואנחנו נשתדל לעשות פה הפקה גדולה גם לשחייה הישראלית, ונשלב את האליפויות ישראל ל3, ל10, ונביא כמה שיותר שחיינים, כי בסופו של דבר זה העתיד של השחייה הישראלית.
תודה רבה. אורי, אתה יכול לעזור לי למצוא את מרק, אוליביה? כן, אני יודע, אני לא רואה אותו. איפה? מי? מרק? אני חושב... איפה הוא? הנה הוא. מרק! So let's do an interview there. Congrats, man. Thank you. עוד בואי, נעשה למרק רעיון.
En français, en anglais?
English, I'm sorry. Whenever you're ready. So we have Marc-Antoine Olivier because there was a drama here. Let's explain here. There was an appeal by the French team, and they looked at it over and over again, and they saw that Marc touched with the bit of his finger. He touched it first, and they reversed the results. And Marc-Antoine Olivier, gold medalist. So first of all, congratulations. It was so dramatic for you.
Yeah, I'm so happy because I have a lot of changements. I changed the coach, and now I'm training in Italy. So I'm very happy because I win with my new coach. So it's a very good race today.
Yeah, it's not your first time competing against Christoph head to head. You go back together.
Yeah, you go back to it. No, all the time I swim with Radowski. All swimmers is Radowski is a very good swimmer because he win a silver medal in Tokyo. So it's a very interesting race all the time. So I'm very happy to win today with Radowski.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
אז שוב, כאמור, דרמה, ממש בהחלטת הסיום. הם משנים את ההחלטה, השופטים עשו כאן ריוויו ובדקו את זה שוב ושוב בהילוך חוזר כמה וכמה פעמים. האמת שמרק אמר לנו ישר איך שהוא יצא, חבר'ה, נגעתי עם קצה האצבע, לא ראו את זה בכל הזוויות הראשונות, אבל הם מצאו זווית, יש כאן שיפוט ור מאוד רציני, מצאו שהוא ניצח. כבר הדגלים הונחו ממש על הפודיום ועכשיו הפכו אותם.
Ceremony in 2 minutes, so please approach. We're gonna give the prize money also to 8th place, so also 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. You're gonna get the prize money, so you can come also to the medal ceremony. We'll have a special photo of all of you together, but the 3 first places, of course. So, medal ceremony. We're gonna begin. Medal ceremony, we're going to begin. Please approach all 8 fastest swimmers. So, Mark, Christoph, Niklas, Andrea, Nicolas, Nick, of course, David, Dario, and Alberto. All of you please approach because we have also the prize money for the 8 fastest ones, and then after that, we'll do the girls. And now the medal ceremony for the men's 10-kilometer FINA Marathon Swim World Series leg 8 here in Eilat. Medalists, hey, please approach. Third place, bronze medalist, representing Germany, Niklas Fuach. Second place, silver medalist of such a
Tight call, representing Hungary, Krzysztof Razowski.
5 minutes ago, I was first up my Hungary.
And gold medalist, a champion here at the Marathon Swim World Series in Eilat, representing France, Marc Olivier. Also getting the prize money, of course. And now, after the joint photo, please rise for the national anthem of France. Congratulations. And now I want to call the other prize winners. So 4th place, please approach Andrea Manzi from Italy. 5th place from Australia, Nick Sloman. 6th place from Hungary, David Bethlehem. Seventh place from Italy, Dario Verani, and 8th from Spain, Alberto Martinez.
Adjatok nekem is egyet. Valami vastag. Átírod? Átírod? Ja. Adj egyet. Ott helyen állok. Merre álljunk? Figyelj, és figyelj körül, hogy mit kapsz. Bohol, szed! Ki van rajta? 1002. Jó az. 7 you. Thank you. Nice money. You can change it. One picture and I give you the relay? Yeah, we're not send the relay as well. Okay. Can you give me? You want to put it in the bank? Yeah, sure. Okay. Doesn't need the money, just this one.
So, 10K women's event, bronze medalist from Italy, Giulia Gabrieleschi. Silver medalist from France, Oceane Cassignol. And first place, gold medalist, representing Brazil, Ana Marcela Cunha. Prize for the national anthem of Brazil. Congratulations. And now we're gonna call also the 4th to 8th. 4th place from Netherlands, Serena Stil. 5th place from Italy, Barbara Pozzobon. 6th from Hungary, Anna Olash. 7 from Israel, Eva Fabian. And 8 also from Israel, Oriane Gablan. Thank you all, congratulations. אנחנו נעשה את המדליות לאליפות ישראל ממש עוד דקה, אז המתינו כאן הישראלים, אנחנו מיד נעבור אליכם.
Very good. Great job. Great job. Have a good time in Abu Dhabi and
טוב, אנחנו מתחילים עם המדליות של הבנים. קודם כל בכללי. נחכה דקה, אין בעיה. תודה, אמיר.